Hello everyone, I am ERR Stories and welcome back to Life Thoughts and Inspirations TV. Today's episode, for our special Valentine issue, I will be sharing with you my personal testimony that I shared to my home church, which is UCCP Church of the Evangel in BF Resort, Las Piñas. I'll be sharing this with you because in my heart, I really believe that the greatest love of all is not really loving yourself. While it is true that we have to love ourselves, but it should start first with loving the Lord with all your heart, and then from there, we love ourselves and the people around us. So I hope get inspiration from my video testimonial that I presented to our church. Thank you!
Good afternoon, good morning, Church of the Evangel family. I am humbled to be sharing with you today my life story, my life testimonial as a Christian young adult. Truly, everything works together for good for those who believe in the Lord. This has been my life verse since that day when I accepted the Lord as my personal savior when I was 18 years old. Since then, it's really the love of the Lord that sustains me and has really guided me all throughout my life. And looking back, when I was in elementary, I almost had a major operation that could have caused my hearing. I almost lost my hearing, but after several checkups with different doctors, finally we were able to find a solution to my problem. And for 1 year, I would take medications, like 12 medicines a day. To a 9-year-old girl who suffered that one, I don't know where would that girl get the strength, but of course through the Lord. And then in high school, from Laguna, our family moved here to Las Piñas, and from a private school to a public school in high school. It was really a big adjustment on my part, not because I'm the one with the maluho type, but because it was really a new environment for me. I was in second year high school. Our classes were at night time, and there were so many people, and you could just imagine how shocked I was then, kasi sobrang dami talaga that you could not breathe during dismissal time. And there was a time that I got with not really wrong set of friends, but every time we would go home, they would hang out at a mall near our place. And I always wonder, why would we have to stay that late if we could just go home earlier and do some other better stuff? So it was a tough teenage life for me. But the grace of God was really there, and He was able to sustain me. I didn't have then a home church in Las Piñas because we would go from different churches, and sometimes we would not really attend one. But then when I moved to college, this has been the highlight of my life really. Back in high school, even if I was a transferee, the grace of God made me also graduate at the top of my class. From section B, I moved to section A, and then, made it as an honor student. But I didn't make it. I was in the quota course of the dream school that I wanted, and it was really painful for me because I had to attend to a college that I really didn't want. At first, of course, I was achieving because that is how I was raised by my parents. To do best in school, to give your best. But even if I was achieving, there was this emptiness in my heart. It's like, for me, it's useless. Um, Good thing back then, our television set was not working. So I had no choice but really to listen to 702 DZAS. And it was during one of those nights while listening to Pastor Ed Lapis that finally I surrendered my life to the Lord. That my life had a purpose. You know, parang I was not just studying just for the sake of studying, but I became more open to circumstances. You know, I lowered my pride, and that it's not really necessary that you have to look high about yourself. I mean, if you excel because you want to give glory to the Lord. And then from there, college life, there's this funny incident wherein my classmate, I was not ready yet, I was a new Christian. So my classmate shared to all my other classmates that we had no TV at home. And they were all laughing at me. Because during that time, it was the peak of Starstruck, and I didn't know about those stuff really. But then after a week, I realized that I should be telling this story to the people. I should be really sharing this to everyone, how I come to know the Lord more. So, in one of my columns, because I was part of our school paper, I wrote something about it. I exposed to the public that I didn't have a television set at home. And because of that incident, I got to know more the Lord and accepted Him as my personal Savior. There are really three things on how we know the Lord. Okay, some of us believe, some of us accept, but it's really different if you fully surrender your life to Him. Because you would see that at the end of every difficulty, at the end of every challenging situation, the Lord has a bigger purpose for your life. And a couple of months ago, I finally had my MBA, but it was really a humbling experience for me because I never really wanted to be in the business industry because I wanted to be more of a writer, to someday see myself really as ministering to other people all over the world. But the Lord has opened this opportunity even if I didn't want to take MBA. It was towards that my boss also has guided me. And I took this program, and now I realize that even if at this moment I am not doing mission trips yet, but through technology, through marketing actually, I am able to share Jesus to every part of the world through writing. And right now, like what I'm doing now, I started doing my vlog as well, but I stopped a bit and put it on the side. But I know the Lord will really guide me all throughout. Thank you to my family members for all the love and the support that you've given me, for exposing me to a Christian life, especially when I was still young. To all the dear parents out there, it's good that you've started sending your kids to Sunday school, so keep it coming. The church has a very strong team of teachers, okay, guided also. And to you, my Church of the Evangel family, you are really a family to me. Back then, in 2004 or 5, when I accepted the Lord as my Savior, I didn't have a home church then. My home church is in Santa Cruz, Laguna, UCCP. But then, I think it's a good move that we moved closer to BF Resort. And we were able to find this UCCP church. Thank you, because you have allowed me to grow in my faith through the ministry of the church. and through the many responsibilities also from time to time. I know I am guilty. Some of the responsibilities I wasn't able to give my 100% self. But every time I'm assigned to teach, it gives a sense of encouragement, and it's not only I who usually share knowledge or good stories to my students, but I am also learning from them. Well, I think that's all for now. Everything works together for good for those who believe in the Lord. And I know in your life, you also feel the same way. So, thank you very much for listening, and God bless you all.
Thank you for watching my video. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share to your friends. And yes, always remember Philippians 4:13, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.